Said, oh, he's going to start a war because they said I had that personality to start a war. They remember that? Oh, we can't vote for him. He's going to start a war. No, I used my personality that we didn't have to have wars. I was the first president in decades who started no new wars. Who started no new wars and no new wars. No new wars. We don't need the wars. Foreign lands, countries you've never heard of, countries that don't even want us there. I was the first president in decades who started no new wars. I was the first president in decades who started no new wars. We will expel the warmongers from our government. You know, we never got into a war with me. I have a great record. We had peace. We had prosperity. We had no wars. We had no wars. That started no wars. We didn't have a war. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will expel the warmongers from our government. And we had no wars. When you see all the people that died in these horrible wars in the Middle East and everything else, countries didn't want us. Look at Trump. Just look at this guy. He's going to go to war. He's going to take us. No. Look at me. I'm the one that kept us out of war. You know, I'm the only president that didn't start a war. I didn't start a war.
This president, no wars.
Started no wars. You're going to end up in a war. Or war or no war. They like a war. They love wars. You know, they love killing people. It's so wonderful.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Voice of Reason. The no new wars president has now bombed, I think, eight countries now on 3 different continents.
And he's not done yet.
No, he's just getting warmed up, guys. He's just getting warmed up. Venezuela was a test run to see how much pushback he was going to get. He sees the
Zero.
Congress is full of a bunch of spineless fucking cowards. So, yeah, of course, they're getting absolutely no pushback whatsoever. So we're going to go over the recent events. I hope everybody had a great new year, fun and safe new year. I know I had a good time.
It lasted for a day and a half.
Right. Yeah. And then back to reality, unfortunately. We made it 3 days into the new year before Donald Trump started World War III. Because I hate to tell you this, but China buys oil from Venezuela. Venezuela has the largest oil reserve in the world, worth roughly, I think, like 17 or 18 trillion with T dollars. Do you honestly think in your right mind that China's not going to do something to retaliate?
How about this? The reason you're going to hear us talk about oil a lot today is because what you're not going to hear a lot of in the coming weeks and months is talks about fentanyl and drugs. You're going to hear the Trump regime pretend to try and push that a little bit. Like they're just going to talk about drug dealers, you know, the types of people they said they would deport from this country, but haven't yet gone after. They're going to be talking instead about all the money they're making on oil. And this is not only going to turn into another oil occupation of a foreign country by the United States government, it's going to turn into an international incident because, like Jeremy just said, Venezuela is one of the largest suppliers of oil to China and other countries. Those countries have been playing Donald Trump for years because what did Vladimir Putin do as soon as Donald Trump attacked Venezuela? Condemned him. What did China do? Condemn him. What is everyone on the planet doing? Condemning him. But he thinks he's this big tough guy.
Yep. We are also going to talk about how this ties into Israel because it does. And we have a video that I'm going to save for last that is quite disturbing. So you MAGA red hat wearing nut jobs out there that always talk about the First Amendment, you're going to want to stick around and hear this one, because now we have a foreign country talking about it's time to limit our First Amendment rights. Not even joking. Also, come to find out that the opposition leader in Venezuela, the woman who recently won the Nobel Peace Prize, who everybody's in love with, is a pro-Zionist, pro-Netanyahu person who they are going to put into place, because she's already signed like her pledge of allegiance to Netanyahu and all things Zionism. So that's all this was. That's all this was. Like, our government is not in control of itself anymore. We keep telling you guys this. Our almost 80% of our government, and they're even starting to work their way into local governments, sheriff's departments. I mean, it has gotten completely out of hand. Our country is not running itself anymore.
Well, it's not being run for the behest of American citizens anymore.
No. Make America great again apparently means giving everything to fucking Israel. Like, we have to call this out, and they cannot use the term anti-Semitic for calling out obvious, like treason against the United. Like, why are we even supporting them at this point? Why are we giving them as much money? If the American people got as much welfare from the American government as Israel does, we'd be in pretty goddamn good shape.
Yeah.
Billions of dollars a year.
That's the funny part. If Donald Trump, everyone says Donald Trump cares about me. Okay, we know he doesn't. But if he did, he could have taken every penny that he spent bombing Venezuela, bombing 8 other countries, every penny that he has authorized, like every other American president, to Israel, by the way. Okay. Yep. If he took all that money and said, we're going to do an experiment for 1 year, we're going to give everyone free healthcare and see what happens. He would be lauded as everyone would forget about all the other stuff and say, holy shit, this is the guy that did one better than Obama. He gave us free healthcare.
Yeah, he would have been a champion.
But instead, the money keeps going to Israel. Okay, it's not going to help the Jews in Israel. It's going to help finance what is apparently international terrorism and influence by Benjamin Netanyahu. That's what this is.
Benjamin Netanyahu hates Christians. Okay, Zionists hate Christians. Zionists hate Jews. Zionists hate. Listen to what I'm saying. Zionists are not Jews. Okay, they're like the MAGA Christians of Judaism. Okay, they do not represent Judaism at all.
Just like people who commit terror in the name of Islam are not Muslims. They are Islamic terrorists. Do you see how every religion has its extreme group of assholes? See that?
And Israel is the extreme group of assholes. Okay, we have to start calling this out before it's too late. I worry that it already is too late.
Oh, look at what Pamela said.
Stephen Miller. Oh, speaking of Stephen Miller, thank you, Pamela, so much for bringing that up, because this tweet did not age well.
Oh, wow. That one just...
Kamala will send your sons to war. Sorry, Mr. Miller. You little Nazi. Looks like a walking thumb. Can't stand that little guy.
He does he looks like a walking thumb that's been hiding somewhere for a while.
I guarantee he's such a little bitch. Like, if you got him one-on-one,
he'd cry like a little baby.
He would piss himself. He would literally piss himself. All right. So So maybe in case you guys think that Mike and I are being extreme by pointing fingers at Israel, of course we come with receipts. One being a recent clip on Fox News where a former general, I believe he is, I can't remember his name, little Freudian slip. I guess what happens when they lie all the time. When you lie all the time, the truth is going to sneak its way out subconsciously. Eventually.
And I promise you, Jeremy, we'll play this twice.
Oh, yeah.
Just, it's not that hard to catch, but when you hear it, you're going to be like, no.
Right, and then we'll do it again. Let's run it.
The implications here are really great for the Venezuelan people.
Okay, did you catch that? Did you catch that part?
What?
Let's hear it again.
The implications here are really great for the Venezuelan people.
Yeah.
Now,
great for the Israeli people.
Venezuela has nothing to do, at least as far as the current rhetoric goes, with Israel. Okay, he wasn't talking about what's going on in Gaza, and saying what's good for the Israeli people. He didn't make a mistake referencing Palestine instead of Israel. No, he's talking about Venezuela. Why would Israel care about Venezuela, Jeremy? That's what I don't understand.
My thoughts exactly. I just feel like at this point, it's straight up world domination. I mean, like out of a bad movie. You know what I mean? But we are living through it right now.
I mean, look, there's two aspects to it. There's what seems to be this creepy world domination aspect that Donald Trump has decided to put this United States on a course for. But then there's also the oil. It is about oil because you can't forget, as much as there is this creepy world domination, end of days, fucking nonsense, there's rich ass people that want to get richer.
Yeah.
And that's why you're going to hear more and more about Donald Trump. See, here's the tell. Yet again, Donald Trump always tells on himself, whether it's a crime he's committing or whether it's the absolute truth of the matter. Donald Trump is going to be so proud of himself for getting rich people richer that he won't be able to stop talking about it. People are going to go to him in press conferences. Could you talk about all the drugs you stopped in Venezuela? He's going to go, oh, the billionaires, they have all of our oil. They're going to make us so rich. Like, you mark my words. He's not even going to acknowledge the drugs anymore, and he's just going to push the oil.
I was on my way back from Jersey, and I was listening to the live press conference, which started like 45 minutes late, by the way. And he barely talked about drugs. But he talked a lot about oil. Let's play it out though. Who did Donald Trump spend New Year's Eve with? Benjamin Netanyahu, who was on television 3 days before the attack saying that Venezuela is funding Hamas and sending Hamas terrorists to the United States.
Come on now.
Yeah, like really? That's what we're going with. And then
it almost seems like anytime you want to. It almost seems like anytime they want to justify some sort of horrible international incident, they just go Hamas.
Right. It's like, that's why I feel like it's not even a real thing. Like Antifa, it's not a real organization. I feel like they made up Hamas.
Look, Hamas, we know, is a terrorist organization.
I know it's real,
but at the same time, you know what I mean? Jeremy's point is valid because they're devaluing the nature of a terrorist extremist organization by using it as an end all be all for any action to justify anything.
Well, you're devaluing. Every time somebody does something against them, it's Hamas. Every time somebody says something bad about them, it's anti-Semitism. Oh, what?
Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Stop hiding behind things that actually affect real people and start investigating this stuff. Start looking at the facts and the evidence and why everything is starting to link together openly.
Yeah, and the facts are Israel's murdered tens of thousands of children. Semitic children, by the way, because Arabs are also Semitic people. Just want to throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? I've seen more babies with limbs missing last year than I have in my entire life, thanks to one country, one person leading that country. And it's, to me, common fucking decency to point out that that's a bad thing. Murdering kids typically is deemed as one of the worst crimes you could commit in all of humanity. Unless you're Donald Trump and then you just fuck kids. You know what I mean? That's the other one. But anyway, moving on. So I want to play a video of the night they got attacked. And I do have a question, and I hate to put my tinfoil hat on here for a second, but
I can't reach mine.
Maduro knew they were there, right? He knew the ships were off the coast. They were bombing fishing vessels off the coast. They bombed the port. Why was there no counterattack? I mean, watch this video. In any video I've watched, I can't see any rounds going towards the sky. All the rounds I see are coming towards the ground. And then Donald Trump seemingly admitted that they had a way of knocking out the entire power grid.
Yeah,
so,
to your point.
Have questions.
To your point, I mean, it's not like they didn't know they were there. If they were on alert, so they should have at least had enough time to fire some anti-aircraft rounds.
Right, something.
In the time it took for the drones to get there.
Right, so, and there is a video of a streamer who was actually there in Venezuela as the attack happened, and before anything happened, the power goes out. All of it.
That was the CIA.
able to somehow shut off the power and then went in and just fucked some stuff up. Apparently, they killed most of his guards and about 40 civilians, allegedly. Who knows if we'll ever get the accurate number on that. So Donald Trump has now killed people on what, 4 out of 7 continents, I think it is?
Yeah, that we know of.
That we know of, anyway. Yeah. So here's this clip. And it's not like they're jets flying by, they're fucking helicopters. There's nothing, bro. Nothing. Like I said, I don't want to be the conspiracy guy, but you're on high alert from a foreign invader and they just walk in your front door at the Capitol.
Whatever it is.
I have questions. Okay. But now, if you think Donald Trump was out of control before, I hate to break it to you, but this truly unleashed the dictator Donald Trump.
Donald Trump might not drink, but he's going to get drunk on power.
Bro, we are the Fourth Reich. All right. You need to understand now that America will now be looked as the oppressors. We will never be the heroes of the story ever again. Okay.
Not that we were.
Germany, right. Germany is still trying to scrub the Nazi stigma from World War II. And they've done a pretty goddamn good job of rebuilding since then. But we're going down the same path. We're on the same path. We are literally on the same path. But now,
it's one thing to go and take out a world leader. That's already insane. Mm-hmm. And then just leave them to their devices. But to then say we are going to run that country.
Right. We're keeping it mine.
Explain to me how, no matter what that looks like, that isn't the same as Germany taking over Poland.
Right. This is even regime change.
We're just taking your country.
We stole the country.
And how about this? If you think that we're going to take control of the country to get them on their feet, whatever the fuck that means.
Oh, God, please.
And then we're going to suddenly hand over the oil that we just stole.
Right. And if you think Donald, he's talking about making Venezuelans rich. He's going to make Venezuela great again.
You know what he's going to do? Mark my fucking words, because this Republican Congress and Senate is full of shit. Mm-hmm. You mark my words. I know who the 51st state is going to be.
Canada, yeah.
No, Venezuela.
No, Venezuela. Yeah, shit. Probably Canada, but Canada and Mexico better be worried. They're already talking about Greenland and Cuba and Colombia. So this is not the end of this. This is just the beginning. So let me play this clip of Donald Trump real quick.
But we can't take a chance after having done this incredible thing last night of letting somebody else take over, where we have to do it again. We can do it again, too. Nobody can stop us. There's nobody that has the capability that we have. You know, when I watch that war in Russia going on and on and on and everybody dying, and it's like, it's primitive. It's primitive. It's horrible. It's horrible.
Could you tell us, Mr. President?
Nobody can stop us, guys. That is not an American president talking. That is the new Adolf Hitler in orange clown makeup. Yeah,
we are the Nazis fucking now. Fascist Nazi bullshit to me.
We are.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like imperialism. It sounds like manifest destiny. It sounds like that Donald Trump believes the United States has the power, the will, and the right to take over any country it wants, because in Donald Trump's words, there's no one on the planet that could stop us.
Right. And if you think for 1 second, if you're from Venezuela or have relatives in Venezuela, you better tell them to run. Because in case you haven't noticed, Donald Trump doesn't exactly treat people with brown skin pretty fucking good in America, does he? Do you honestly think he gives a shit about people in Venezuela? Dude, they are going to strip mine and literally bleed that country dry until there's nothing left.
Here's the problem. There are a lot of people still that believe the opposite. And I'll tell you right now, I'm just going to interject this moment here because this is exactly along those lines what you're saying, Jeremy.
This is
People
crazy.
should not be thinking that this is a good thing. Okay, whatever a Venezuelan feels about Maduro is between Venezuelans and Maduro.
Mhm.
Okay, let's not pretend we speak for them. But I got a message today from someone who I haven't spoken to since high school. So I don't know, fucking 20 something, almost 30 years.
Old head.
This is, yeah, I'm old as shit. You are willfully blind. That's up to you, though. No one can make you seek truth. We'll see. Looks like Obama may have been a traitor, along with Hillary and her friends. Mabel Vey will be held accountable too. Definitely should not ignore. Agree this should be investigated too. This is an ignorant cartoon. Do you know nothing about what Chavez and Maduro did to Venezuela and the U.S. over the last 25 years?
No.
So this is someone trying to justify Donald Trump's regime change over this cartoon.
That's why this guy crashed out, is because of that cartoon, bro. This is what we're dealing with, though. The biggest freaking babies. You know what I mean? Y'all are the snowflakes.
We now have
snowflakes.
the people that are justifying Donald Trump's regime change, knowing that he said we were going to go there for drugs, even though the day he goes there, he says it's for oil.
Mhm.
But yet they don't process that incongruence at all.
They still believe everything that comes out
They
of this
just they
idiot's
eat
mouth,
his
man.
shit like it is pudding.
They really do,
Sorry
and
for that.
ask for more. They really do. All right, so let's move on to Donald Trump's press conference that he did. He was, to me, the first thing I noticed is he's slurring and struggling to read. He does not look good. I don't think Donald Trump will make it out of 2026. I think his health is going to catch up with him this year. Hopefully, those shamans were right. Did you see that video? Apparently, some like super shamans predicted that Donald Trump would die this year.
I have no faith in their faith, but I hope so.
A boy can dream, right? I'll take anything at this point. I'll take the smallest shred of hope at this point.
You know what? If they go to sleep at night believing that in their heart, I'll take it.
And I posted this on Facebook, and actually, I just made myself laugh with this one. But even if Donald Trump passes, we still have JD Vance to worry about and the entire Republican regime. Because the Heritage Foundation is the core to all of this. They're the ones behind the scenes pulling all the strings in America, and then you got, of course, Israel pulling all the strings over there. But yeah, thinking JD Vance is better is like shitting your pants and then going and changing your shirt. You know what I mean? Yeah, you might look presentable from the top, but underneath it's still shit.
Covered in shit.
You're still covered in shit. And JD Vance is worse because he'll literally do anything his billionaire handlers tell him to. So, but anyway, if you'll notice that Donald Trump is really struggling to read, but here he is claiming that we're keeping it. We're just going to keep it, and we are going to run it. Apparently, Marco Rubio and Pete Hegseth are going and running a country.
Fox News host who was never elected.
Right. So, God help us. Here we go.
We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. So we don't want to be involved with having somebody else get in, and we have the same situation that we had for the last long period of years. So we are going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. And it has to be judicious, because that's what we're all about. We're there now. And what people don't understand, but they understand as I say this.
What?
We're there now, but
we're there now. They don't understand. We understand.
Going to stay until such time as the proper transition can take place. So we're going to stay until such time as we're going to run it, essentially, until such time as a proper transition can take place.
Yeah, I'm sure their hospitals will really think about it. So they're going to run the country. Not that Donald Trump understands what running a country means, but they're going to run the buses, run the hospitals, run the healthcare system that they have.
Electrical grid, water systems. Like, what are we doing? Total infrastructure? Are we repaving roads too? This is going to cost America
now
billions upon billions of dollars.
I had this up during that video.
No, that was a good comment. Yeah, bring it up again.
Bring it up again because he's drunk on fucking power.
If we are at war, you guys need to Google what are the president's war powers, wartime powers. There is additional authority granted to the president of the United States. One of those powers being the ability to postpone elections. Not making it up. I wish I was. It also gives them superpowers when it comes to being able to use the government to surveil Americans.
It's coming.
So there's that. We're in trouble, guys. But no, I honestly agree with that. I agree with that comment. It's gone too far. Somebody's got to stop this guy.
Not going to be our military, because guess what? Everything that I always hoped was wrong about the military but believed seems to be true. They're not going to do shit.
No, they're following all the illegal orders. And again, Donald Trump did this unilaterally. He decided, his handler Netanyahu decided, but he decided that he was going to attack Venezuela. And then they watched on Twitter afterwards to see what Twitter had to say about it. I wish I was making this up. There's an actual picture of Pete Hegseth on a laptop, and behind him is a giant screen. Laptop obviously is projected onto the giant screen, and it's his Twitter feed or somebody's Twitter feed. That's what they were concerned about after they bombed Venezuela without congressional approval, took their leader, and just now are charging him in the state of New York. Yeah. To say Trump has gone too far would probably be a complete understatement, I would think. But here Trump, and this goes back to what I was saying earlier when I had my tinfoil hat on, is here Trump says they knew we were coming. Like, how much did they know? You know what I'm saying? Because this felt too easy. This just felt too easy. The capital city of Venezuela, they were on high alert, and American soldiers walked into the Capitol, well, flew in, but dropped into the Capitol. None of them got injured. Only Venezuelan military and civilians were injured, and then successfully took them out.
You know,
it's just a lot.
Here's another good comment. They anticipate retaliation, hence the ballroom and the regime embedding themselves in military
just
quarters.
Saying, you are so right. We were right about that. That is not a ballroom. We played the video, I believe, I think it was Monday, or did you and me play it?
No, it was Monday, I think.
Yeah. He already said it's going to be fortified with bulletproof glass, anti-drone roof, whatever that means. So yeah, it's just a fortified fallout shelter for pedophile billionaires to hang out in after Donald Trump destroys everything.
All of the civilian leaders of this regime are now living, almost all of them are living on military bases.
Right.
Why?
Right. Exactly.
Why?
They know something, man. They know something. I'm not trying to be conspiratorial, but I worry about the things that we don't know, because these guys say a lot of psychotic shit out in the open, which leads me to believe that there's even worse psychotic shit happening behind the scenes. So maybe I'm just paranoid, but we got to look at the signs and start calling them out, because we got to be proactive. We are too reactive when it comes to the news. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, Trump said this. All right, well, what is he going to do next? We got to figure out his next steps. But here he is talking about Venezuela, and then Marco Rubio steps up and explains why we did not need Congress's approval.
President, did you notify any members of Congress in advance?
Marco, do you want to talk about that? Because you were involved in it.
We called members of Congress immediately after. This was not the kind of mission that you can do congressional notification on.
After
a trigger-based mission in which conditions had to be met night after night. We watched and monitored that for a number of days. So it's just simply not the kind of mission you can call people and say, hey, we may do this at some point in the next 15 days. But it's largely a law enforcement function. Remember, at the end of the day, at its core, this was an arrest of 2 indicted fugitives of American justice, and the Department of War supported the Department of Justice in that job. Now, there are broader policy implications here, but it's just not the kind of mission that you can pre-notify, because it endangers the mission.
People.
Plus, if I could add one thing to that, Congress has a tendency to leak. This would not be good. If they leaked, General, I think it would have been maybe a very different result. But I have to say, they knew we were coming at some point. You know, a lot of ships out there, they sort of knew we were coming.
This is classic Donald Trump. He just fucked up by telling the because he loves to let people know how clever he thinks he is.
Right.
He gave Marco Rubio the ability to lie about these being fugitives. Fine, great. They were indicted fugitives. Sure, we indict every foreign fucking leader except the ones that deserve it. But as soon as he gave Marco Rubio the floor so he could have plausible deniability, Rubio's done.
Right.
He comes back and goes, I mean, we also didn't tell him because they might have leaked.
Right, they might have leaked it. Yeah, they're
Are you
leakers.
fucking kidding me?
Right. And then at
God.
the end, he goes, "They knew we were coming." Really? Did they? Did they? Who were you working with? Because again, guys, if Israel really is involved as much as I feel they are, I have a feeling they had something to do with this as well. Because the Maduro was 100% anti-Zionist. I'm not sticking up for Maduro because apparently he was a piece of shit. I want to do a little more research into him because I really don't know a whole lot about him. His people seem to be happy that he's gone.
That we know of. That could also be a lot of them do, a lot of them don't. Just like there's people in this country that want Donald Trump gone, and there's people in this country that don't want Donald Trump gone.
Right.
So, like, we have to be careful on whether we latch the narrative to one side or the other.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at it just from an international law perspective, and the United States just thinking it could do whatever the fuck it wants to do. Maduro could have been a huge piece of shit, but was he our piece of shit to deal with?
We don't have the authority. Right. We don't even have that authority, though. We don't even have that authority.
Donald Trump ran on the premise that the United States should not be the world's police organization. And then he makes an operation that is essentially a declaration of war, a police operation.
Yeah. Oh, and don't forget Iran has declared war on America, Europe, Israel. So we got that going for us too. So again, the No New Wars president again started World War III January 3rd, 2026. Okay. We've already been in World War III, but it was a Cold War up until now. Thanks to Donald Trump, it just kicked off. Okay. So this is not going to end well for us. I'm just telling you right now, we have incompetent idiots running the show. Do you honestly think they have the ability to run a war? Oh my God. We couldn't even get through Iraq and Afghanistan. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me a break. These people, there's no way they could successfully protect the homeland, as they like to call it.
Here's the thing people need to understand.
We are in
Most
danger.
of the time, we like to attack other hemispheres.
Mm-hmm.
This is not that far away from us.
No, this is real close to home, man.
Okay. And
Real
if
close.
enough people get together and want to do some damage to the United States, they really could.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to start talking about Panama again. Because remember, he was talking about the Panama Canal.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that's coming too. But anyway, here's Marco Rubio being asked, and he looks like he realized he's going to prison. He looks like a guy who knows he's going to jail for this. He is asked if he is running Venezuela, and here's his response.
Who is in charge? Are you running Venezuela right now?
Yeah, I mean, I keep people, fixating on that. Here's the bottom line on it is we expect to see changes in Venezuela. Changes of all kinds, long-term, short-term. We'd love to see all kinds of changes. But the most immediate changes are the ones that are in the national interest of the United States. That's why we're involved here, because of how it applies and has a direct impact on the United States. Okay, we are not going to be able to allow in our hemisphere a country that becomes a crossroads for the activities of all of our adversaries around the world. We just can't allow it. We can't have a country where the people in charge of its military and in charge of its police department are openly cooperating with drug trafficking organizations. We're not going to allow that. These things are direct threats.
Wait a minute. What about ones that are openly cooperating with pedophile rings?
Right.
Like the United States.
I vaguely remember Donald Trump pardoning 2 massive drug traffickers last year.
Yep.
The one, what country was it?
President of Honduras.
Honduras. And then he pardoned the Silk Road guy.
Yep.
You could buy everything on Silk Road. It was dark web.
Including fentanyl if you wanted it.
You could buy child porn on there, like guns, quite literally anything. And Donald Trump pardoned both of them. So don't give me this fucking bullshit about this is about protecting America from drugs. And just so you know, breaking news, drugs are still pouring in through the country from Mexico and Colombia because that's where the drugs come from, not Venezuela. Jesus. And Venezuela doesn't traffic fentanyl, do they? Like, I've never even heard of. Anyway, moving on. It's completely idiotic. And again, Marco Rubio looks like a deer in headlights there. He looks like he knows he's screwed.
He's going to be one of the first. The beauty about Marco Rubio is he is a weasel. So he not only is he going to be one of the first people to get indicted, but he is going to spill on
Oh,
all
easy.
of them.
Easy. Yeah, once shit hits the fan, like we need these guys at The Hague. You know what I mean? Like, what are you got? What is The Hague for? Y'all have no authority in the United States. You're the International Criminal Court, the highest court in the world. You can't Interpol? Like nobody has any authority to do shit. Come on.
No
At
one
this
does
point,
anything to us.
Bro, I feel like our military at this point is obligated to protect us from Donald Trump. You're following illegal orders and putting American lives in danger. We're about to have your sons and daughters conscripted because if World War breaks out, guess what? The draft is on, baby.
I'm too old.
So
Fuck you
your
all.
sons and daughters, MAGA, because I say your kids go first because you're the dumb shits that wouldn't listen to us. Yeah, they're going to be spread across the entire globe on several different continents. And the whole reason is because Donald Trump has a tiny penis and wants to prove that he's a big, tough dictator. All this is about is making rich people fucking richer. It's capitalism. It's like Zionism. It's just evil.
This is true. This is true, Joe. Next thing is China will take Taiwan.
They have given permission, right? Inadvertently, Donald Trump has given the green light to Russia to fuck up Ukraine. He has given permission for China to take back Taiwan or take over Taiwan. I don't know if it belongs to China. Yeah, that's what Donald Trump is saying. So there's no more, don't do that or we're going to be upset. They're going to be like, fuck you. You just invaded another country that you had no business being in and took the leader.
Again, listen to what they're saying because they are always telling the truth through their lies and their bullshit. But look at their actions as well. If they were there to take him out because he was an international drug criminal, okay, that's it. You did it. Then you're not running the country. You don't keep the country and in the same sentence say, we got rid of the bad guy and now we're going to take all their oil. You don't say the quiet part out loud. That's what he does.
Yep. And then Donald Trump, going back to saying the quiet part out loud with Donald Trump, talking about we're going to sell Venezuela's oil and keep it and do whatever the fuck we want with it because that's what we do now, apparently.
Speaking of Venezuela, oil, what are we going to do with the oil that we have?
Going to do with what?
The oil that has been seized. The United States seized 1.9 million barrels of oil on December 10th.
We're going to keep it. We're keeping it.
Where's it? Are we going to sell it or put it in the strategic oil
Maybe we'll
reserve?
sell it. Maybe we'll keep it. Maybe we'll use it in the strategic reserves. We're keeping it. We're keeping the ships also. Yeah, please.
They're keeping the ships too.
Like that.
Wow.
If he was trying to wait. He said he's saying that he wants to make sure the Venezuelan people are happy and secure and safe. Then that oil that you're taking from them is going to make their lives worse. So why wouldn't you let them have the oil and then they can benefit from it? Oh, dude. Because you're a fucking pirate.
Right.
That's
do you know
what
why?
this is. He's a freaking pirate.
Do you know why the oil companies can't wait to get down there? No regulations. None. They can destroy the entire landscape. That's why they don't like, that's why oil companies don't like drilling in America. And Donald Trump's obsessed with deregulation. They hate following rules. And especially when it comes to the environment, because even in Project 2025, they said environmentalism is a pseudo religion. What? So yeah, they're going to have the U.S. head of the U.S. oil companies, according to Donald Trump, are ready to go and get down to Venezuela and get that oil pumping. Oh, and this is going to cost us money. This is going to, like every business Donald Trump has ever run, this is going to bankrupt the United States.
Wait a minute. Wait. You know what Trump could have done? Trump could have said, we're going to take their oil and we're going to make sure that Americans never pay for oil again because we have so much oil now. But he didn't.
Should have tons.
He said,
of oil.
we're going to take it, give it to the oil companies, and then they're going to sell it and profit from it.
Yeah. They went to Donald Trump. I'm sure Netanyahu was in his ear like, hey, they got like $18 trillion worth of oil. And he's like, I want that.
I want it. Oh,
must have oil.
Must make money.
I hate capitalism. All right, here's Donald Trump talking again.
As everyone knows, the oil business in Venezuela has been a bust, a total bust for a long period of time. They were pumping almost nothing by comparison to what they could have been pumping. and what could have taken place.
Regulations so they don't
We're
obliterate
going
the
to
environment.
have our
Exactly.
very large United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world, go in,
Our
spend
companies
billions
are
of
so
dollars,
big, they're the biggest.
fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure,
Oil
and
again,
start
man.
making money for the country.
When are they going to stop the drug manufacturing?
I
When
didn't
are they
hear
gonna
anything
stop
about
the
drugs.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about drugs.
I thought we were there to stop drugs, right? Not
That's
rebuild the oil infrastructure.
That's weird.
Yeah, and
If
this
they,
is going
so
to
wait a
continue-
minute. If he started billing this attack weeks ago as we're going to go in there, we're going to go to Venezuela because I have identified as president of the United States, I have identified that Venezuela isn't running its oil industry really the best way. So we're going to go in there, we're going to kill about 40 civilians, we're going to kidnap the president and his wife, and we're going to
Yeah.
extradite them to the United States, and then we're going to take their oil.
What? What are we even talking about
But
here?
no,
Like,
they had to pretend it was either drugs or a weapon of mass destruction, or they had to name a drug a weapon of mass destruction to justify it. But instead, we're there for their fucking oil. It's not that complicated.
yeah, at least when we went to Iraq, they had weapons of mass destruction.
Hello,
bullshit
welcome.
like- hey, thank you for coming. Thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate you. Also, we have a big announcement at the end of the show. I forgot to mention earlier. But go. All right, so let's talk about some of the other countries' leaders. Well, we'll talk about Maduro a little bit because there was a clip I found of him that I have a feeling led to this event here.
You know what
we
they
also
did?
have
They Charlie Kirked Maduro.
They Charlie Kirk Maduro. They really did. He better hope he doesn't get Epsteined in prison. You know, I heard he's in the same prison as Diddy. Give him some baby oil, let him have some fun.
Yeah, he's in my state right now.
That's right.
I should go protest probably.
It's hilarious. All right, so here's the Colombian president's response, and don't worry, there are subtitles.
Un clan de pedófilos quiere acabar la democracia en Colombia.
A clan of pedophiles.
He's not wrong.
Pero ahí está la realidad. Y para que no salga la lista, entonces nos envían acorazados a matar pescadores de esta ciudad. Y amenazar al vecino, que si dictador o no, ¿cómo que el pueblo de Colombia va a aplaudir que invadan a su hermano, que no es el presidente, sino el pueblo de Venezuela? ¿Cuándo? Seríamos así de traidores y de vendidos, de que nuestra propia sangre la traicionamos, o el pueblo del Ecuador, o el pueblo de Panamá, o el pueblo de Venezuela no es nuestro propio pueblo.
God damn it, I just realized that's how the world sees us.
Yes, that is how the world sees
giant bunch of fucking pedos, bro.
And that is what our government is.
It's right. That is damn sure not conspiracy at this point. That is a verifiable fact. A lot of these people, especially rich people, what is it with rich people wanting to diddle kids, man? Come, you have that much shit that you just like, I'm out of options. What can I do? I'm bored.
To attain that much money in most circumstances requires a shitty human being. End of story.
Most of the times, yes. You're right. You're right. It's not like they have great morals. I mean,
and the reason is because look, whether you make the money one way or another, you could be giving a lot of that money away so that you're not a billionaire. That billionaire status is something you choose, no matter who you are.
Yeah, I mean, Elon Musk could lose 99% of his wealth and still be a billionaire multiple times over.
He'd
His
still be the richest person in the
would
world.
Not change.
No, if he gave away 85 to 95% of his money, he'd still be the richest person in the world.
Yeah, think about it.
What do you need that money for other than to play with yourself at night?
He could solve most of this country's problems, but instead he uses his money to create more problems and advance his own personal sick agenda. We talked about Elon Musk's agenda a long time ago. His dad was the founder of this technocratic monarchy bullshit that he is obsessed with. So is Peter Thiel, where they believe, and this is off the Nazi movement because Elon Musk's, was it mom's parents were big old Nazi supporters.
Yep, big old Nazi.
Yeah, there's just way too many of them. Okay, we got to get rid of the Nazis. It's getting a little bit stupid. But anyway, they believe in this technocratic monarchy where it is they believe high status white men should run the world. that have backgrounds in tech and engineering.
Yeah, oddly enough, the people that they consider high status describes them.
Right. So they just mean rich white people. That's all they mean. Okay. And we all know now that Elon Musk is damn sure not a genius. The guy just has a good PR team.
Got a PR team and a lot of money. He's not an inventor. He's not an engineer. He's not a scientist.
He's never built a thing. No,
he
he's never
buys
built
shit,
a thing.
and he's a marketer. That's
He's
it.
a raging ketamine addict. Oh my God. All right. So the opposition leader, so Maduro's ops here, the woman who won the Nobel Peace Prize, who we talked about, and we thought this was a great thing. You know what I mean? Oh, good. She's about democracy. She's not. She's not. Okay. This is where Israel comes in. She has literally signed like a loyalty pledge to Israel, to Zionism. So if she gets into power, which she will, because she is Netanyahu's pick, hand pick. Okay, this is Netanyahu's girl. So no matter what Donald Trump says, I guarantee in the end, she is going to be involved somehow. Okay. And she will then do whatever Netanyahu wants when it comes to Venezuela. Again, Netanyahu wants control of the freaking world. Like, this is not even like exaggerating anymore. So, but why is she going on Don Jr.'s podcast? That's a little weird, don't you think?
That's a big conflict of interest.
Right. The one who's supposed to be about freedom and democracy for her people is on the show of the son of the guy who just invaded their country, a fascist. Make it make sense. But here she is talking to Don Jr. about all
Forget
of it.
about Saudi Arabia. Forget about the Saudis. I mean, we have more oil. I mean, infinite potential. And we're going to open markets. We're going to kick off the government from the oil sector. We're going to privatize all our industry. Venezuela has huge resources. Oil, gas, minerals,
Did you hear
land,
that?
technology.
Privatize.
And
This
as you
is
said
about
before,
socialism versus capitalism.
Location, hours from the United States. So we're going to do this right. We know what we have to do. And American companies are in super strategic position to invest. This country, Venezuela, is going to be the brightest opportunity for investment of American companies, of good people that are going to make a lot
already
of money.
whoring out a country. She's not even leader yet. She is already just pimping out Venezuela.
A little background. There was a time where U.S. companies were just destroying Venezuelan environment, taking all of the oil. The people of Venezuela benefited from it zero. You know what happened? Venezuela not privatized, they nationalized, which means socialized the oil industry so that the private companies from the US couldn't take advantage of it. They kicked out the companies. That's why when Donald Trump says they stole our oil, he believes our companies, because of capitalism, have a right to extract wealth from the land anywhere they choose, no matter what.
Yep.
That's what they're talking about. So when she's saying we're going to make sure that we privatize the oil industry, that's so that oligarchs and rich people can make more money, but the people of Venezuela will still suffer because it will be treated like every other place where there's oil and the people around it suffer. The rich benefit, the poor suffer, and the world just craps along the way. Same as always, capitalism, money, oil. That's the only thing that runs this fucking world anymore. Or ever.
I'm
ever
actually
did.
happy. I'm actually proud of MAGA for something. Believe it or not, I can't believe I'm actually saying this. I may have to take a hot shower for this to cleanse myself, but they're planning a tax strike. Whether the spineless cowards will actually go through with it is another story. But really, that's our Tea Party right there. A few million of us don't pay our taxes or don't file our taxes. They don't get their money. You know what I mean? A few million of us pull all of our money out of the bank at once, the entire banking system will collapse. We have power as a unified front. If we remain individuals who bitch and moan about the tiniest little things and don't unite behind this common cause, you know what I'm saying? If there's any cause you've ever seen in your life worth fighting for, is basic human rights and freedom not worth it? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this not a good enough reason for you to
it's
step
not
up?
protecting kids.
Yeah. I don't
It's
know,
not
man. I wish.
protecting freedom. It's not
Right.
protecting rights. It's nothing. MAGA
No.
stands for nothing, and it never did. MAGA
Yeah,
stands
right.
for racism. That's
They
it.
have no moral
That's
compass.
all it
There's
is.
no line they will not cross. They crossed the pedophile line. They crossed the invading country and capturing leaders line. Everything Donald Trump does. Now, keep in mind, okay, we got to remind everybody that the internet is not always a real place. Okay, we have a lot of bots on the internet. And for those of you who don't know, last year, Israel spent 20 times more than it ever did before on propaganda. I'm not joking. And now Netanyahu in 2026 wants to spend 20 times more than he spent in 2025 on propaganda. So I guarantee you, your comment section and videos, and now we have AI videos, we're going to see nothing but pro-Israel stuff. Everything is going to be moderated to.
Well, you know what they're going to do? They're going to start showing videos of Hamas activity in Venezuela. And then suddenly there'll be Hamas activity in Colombia and Hamas activity in Mexico. Ooh.
I haven't even seen any Hamas activity in Gaza, yet alone freaking Venezuela. But all right, so we're on the same page here. This is why I think Maduro was taken out. He was he actually said, walking past the reporter, "Free Palestine." Okay, which we all know does not vibe with the Zionist movement.
He was in public the other day signing something wearing a keffiyeh.
Yeah, he is pro-Palestine. And here he is talking about Zionism is the new Nazism, but worse. And I think he's a dictator, so I think we need to listen to him on this because I feel like he is kind of the expert in this situation.
Ahora los racistas y supremacistas del sionismo hoy quieren acabar con el pueblo palestino. Y digo más, quieren acabar con todo el pueblo árabe, con todo el pueblo musulmán. Han sembrado una ideología del odio, de la racia. La han sembrado durante 75 años con el apoyo de Occidente.
Hey, he's not wrong, man.
Atención, mundo bueno, que me escucha. Atención, hombres y mujeres de los Estados Unidos, de Europa y del mundo. Han sembrado una ideología más peligrosa que la nazi. Primero contra el pueblo palestino. Racia, exterminio, genocidio, bombas atómicas. Y luego vienen los pueblos árabes, todos los pueblos musulmanes. Y después quieran venir por nosotros, los cristianos, los católicos.
He's not wrong.
He's not even down to the Christians and Catholics thing. Because for those of you guys don't know, Erica Kirk's America Fest, they were actually handing out anti-Catholic propaganda.
Oh yeah, Christians hate Catholics because they say they worship the Pope.
Right. But here's the thing. And Maduro, he's a shitty guy, right? Okay, we cannot deny that. But damn, he was on point with everything he said there. He was even asking the American people to wake up and look at what's going on. Zionism,
American people will not wake
evil.
up. Bombs will be falling on us, and we still won't take our heads out of our ass. We'll just shove them up deeper.
We are supporting a country that has an unregulated nuclear weapons program. We have no idea their true capabilities when it comes
that we've been supporting, by the way.
Right, that we paid for. Our tax dollars paid for that shit. Our tax dollars, American tax dollars, are also paying for this freaking propaganda tour that they're going on. Oh, I forgot to make my point earlier. But back to what I was saying about online is 60% of the shit you see online is not a real person. Okay, most of it's just AI bots because that's a real thing now. They actually have bot farms where they just set up a bunch of phones and they're programmed to make people pissed off, basically. So Donald Trump's support in real life is not as it seems on the internet or as it seems in corporate news, because we all know corporate news is in his pocket for the most part too. Okay, so I was having a conversation about this earlier with somebody. Like, that's why we say go out into a protest. Even if you don't care about protesting, just go to get out of the house and get out of that bubble. Because if you stay in the media bubble in this media cycle they have us on, you are literally going to think the world is going to catch on fire next week. You know what I'm saying? But if you go out into the community and see people like wearing inflatable costumes and chanting "fuck Donald Trump," I mean, the kids blowing bubbles, like music, and it's quite literally a party. And you see, oh, oh, it's not as bad as they want us to believe. And that's the point of the propaganda. They want us to give up. They want us to feel like there is no hope, that there is no reason to fight back, that they have us all under control. And we can't. We have to rise up. We have to just while out. You know what I'm saying? It's time to get louder. We've been pretty, Mike and I have been pretty goddamn loud all last year. But I mean, this year we got some ideas, some plans, which I will get into here in a second, because we do have a new protest coming up here next month, which I'm excited to talk about. But going back to Netanyahu, again, they hate Catholics, they hate Arabs, they hate Jews. Again, Zionists hate
everyone,
Jewish people. They do. It's a fact. But Netanyahu also, in this video I'm going to show you, quite literally calls the Christian right wing of America insane. He says they are insane, but they have massive platforms. So what we're going to do is we're going to pour all of that American tax-paying money that we got back into them. They're going to get rich and happy while promoting our agenda. And that is exactly what's happening. He is using you. Netanyahu doesn't give a fuck about Christians. He does. It's not. He doesn't. Like
like Donald Trump doesn't.
Right. I've been to the walls of Congress, dude. The blue and white flag is everywhere.
Look,
the blue and white flag is everywhere.
At the end of when civilization is about to collapse, it's going to be between two groups, rich people and religious extremists, because those are the two entities that have destroyed humanity and also guided humanity this whole time, either religion or money. And right now, religion and money benefit each other, but there will come a point where the money will be like, you guys are stupid, we want to control everything. And that's when all of it's going to come to a head. But in the meantime, we still fight around and hate each other because of the different shades of our skin and the different religions we believe in.
Right.
Meanwhile, the religious extremists are building this evil world empire, and the rich people are controlling everything, and we're still fighting amongst ourselves.
And we're talking about a handful of people. A handful. What, a few dozen, few hundred?
Yeah, this enemy we're fighting is not millions of people. It's not a nation state. It's not an empire.
Right. It's not even a country.
It's a few hundred people that want to stay rich and want to control everything, because that's all they've ever done and that's all they ever know. They have no other aspirations other than to be rich and stay in power.
Right.
That's it.
That's it. You're absolutely right. All right, so let me play this, and this is directly out of Netanyahu's mouth, so you guys believe me.
Christian influencers. Okay. He said, he talked about the woke right. And he said, I call it the woke Reich. I mean, they're insane. They're Louis. But they're actually meeting on some of the things. And what we have to do is we have to secure that part of the base of our support in the United States. That is being challenged. And the most important ones are social media.
There you go, guys. Right out of his mouth. Christian right-wingers are nuts, but they're also capitalists. So we're just going to give them a shitload of money and tell them what to say. You know what I mean? This is fucking crazy. We showed you that they were paying some influencers like $7,000 a post or some shit. Or no, it was more than that.
It was
some astronomical number for just posting on the internet. And in case you think this isn't an emergency, you First Amendment people might want to listen to this one. You cry and bitch. There's a bunch of amendments, but you guys only seem to care about the first two. They will come after your guns, because any dictator knows that you cannot have the people cannot have the ability to fight back. And there's more guns in America than there are people. Okay, so he will eventually go after the Second Amendment in ways he already has. However, now Israel has decided, okay, not Donald Trump. Israel, this is a billionaire from Israel, has decided it is time for them to limit our First Amendment rights. Listen to what the fuck I'm saying. What?
No, no, like our rights.
Yeah. I thought you were saying my mic goes off. I'm like, oh no. No, yeah, we have another country telling us what we can and cannot say. if this should fucking piss everybody off, the one thing we have is the freedom of speech. We can say there are consequences to whatever but you can say whatever you want. You know, there are, again, if you get punched in the face for saying something stupid, that's on you. Consequences. But there are laws that protect our speech. And now we have another country saying, we don't like that. We're going to start limiting your First Amendment right. Again, this is the same country that wants to do mass surveillance on Americans. Why does Israel want to do mass surveillance on us? All right, let me play the video before I crash out.
And I know it's difficult to hear, but it's time to limit the First Amendment in order to protect it. And quickly before it's too late.
What do you mean?
I mean that we need to control the platforms, all the social platforms. We need to stack rank the authenticity of every person that expresses themselves online and take control over what they are saying based on that ranking.
The government
should
control the social media.
Should do that.
The government should control what we say.
Social media. And we should limit the First Amendment to protect it. That's the age-old fascist bullshit. Let's take this right. We're going to take it away from you, and we're going to hold this right. We're going to hold it safe somewhere. We're going to put it somewhere safe. We're going to fuck you over really hard and abuse you since we took that that right away. And then when we determine that that right is safe to come back, we'll give it back.
Right.
Or we're just going to hold on to it to keep it safe. Because if a right is physically taken away from you for any reason, you no longer have that right. Is that really that hard of a concept for people to understand?
They will essentially, they're going to make it illegal to speak ill of Israel in the United States. I wish I was kidding, because when he talks about limiting speech, he's talking about anything they deem as anti-Semitic. You know, calling out them for murdering journalists, they say that's anti-Semitic. Calling them out for murdering kids, they say is anti-Semitic. Committing war crimes, they say that's anti-Semitic for calling that out. You know what I'm saying? Israel is trying to take over the United States, guys. They did it over a period of 7 decades, and they've done it well. And you know, they specialize in this stuff: destabilizing governments, infiltrating governments, false flag operations, intelligence. They have one of the most advanced militaries in the world. You know what I'm saying?
People train, people around the world go to train with the Israeli forces.
Yeah.
Like,
you know, and speaking of, I'll give you this last little bit before I talk about our next trip. 2 hours it took. 2 hours when Hamas attacked Israel on October 7th. It took 2 hours for one of the most advanced militaries, one of the most secured borders in the fucking world, to respond to a bunch of dudes on hang gliders with AKs. Charlie Kirk said it himself. Even Candace Owens said it. You can't walk 5 feet across the Israeli border without seeing a soldier with a gun. You know what I'm saying? They have some of the most high-tech surveillance equipment known to man, thanks to us. Again, of course, thanks to our taxpayer dollars. So, again, 2 hours. I'm not saying they had a stand-down order. All I'm saying is 2 hours is a really shitty response time to being attacked by a terrorist organization. It's pretty bad.
That is used to fighting terrorist organizations.
Right. So, all right, that's all we have for today. Big announcement is we are going back to Washington, D.C. Tom and Jasmine at Fight Against Fascism are organizing another massive rally down in D.C. It's the March for Democracy. It'll be on February 27th, 28th. Of course, Mike and I, or I don't know if Mike will be able to go, but I am going. I've already committed to going. So I have started a small fundraiser to try and help cover the costs. Last year was phenomenal. It was one of the hardest years of my life, but thanks to your support, it was also one of the most fulfilling, because between Mike, James, and I, we've probably been to 30, 40 plus protests as a channel. You know what I mean? Because James is out in LA doing his thing. So thanks to you, though. That's all thanks to you. Without you watching our show, donating, contributing, sharing our content, we wouldn't even be on air right now. But last year, as a result, we were able to go to DC, New York City, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I'm talking about maybe going to Atlantic City this year, Philadelphia. I want to go out to the West Coast this year and see James. So we have a lot of big plans this year, as well as finally creating an LLC and making this the official, we call it the VOR Media Group. And what we want to do is, if we can ever get sponsors or any kind of brand deals, we would like to have a network of people that make content for the channel. And you don't have to have a huge following. Most of the people that we have as guests on the show have a few hundred followers on Instagram, or maybe a few thousand
that are real, like the rest of us. That's
right.
What
if I see a video or a post that you make, it's literally how me and Mike met. Mike posted a meme. I liked it. I reached out to him, and now we're best buddies. 2 years later, over 2 years later. Yep. We don't care about your following. We care about your voice. We want people that have strong opinions, that are on the same page as we are, unapologetic, anti-racist, anti-fascist, and that are willing to fight for our very freedom. We want,
at the very least, speak up for it.
Right. Like, I don't even care if you don't even have an Instagram or Facebook account, but if you're good in front of a camera and know how to make videos, I can edit them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to have a ton of people that we want to build a massive community, just massive. And last year we grew quite a bit, not so much on YouTube, but Facebook and Instagram especially. And it has been magical. It's been life-changing. And again, we couldn't have done it without you. We wanted to give up so many times.
Yeah.
But because of your comments, thanks to your support, we're still here. If you guys want to donate to help us with the next trip at the end of next month, I do have a small GoFundMe set up in our link tree, which is in the description of this video. Please check it out. Also in the description of this video is our Make Antifa Great Again merch. We got hoodies and t-shirts, as well as all of our social media information. And we created a Facebook channel, or a Facebook page, because my profile is my personal profile, and I'm a dumbass that didn't create a Facebook page for our podcast. So I did that. So if you would like to follow that, that's on there as well. Love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. And we'll be back tomorrow with another episode of the Derp State with James. Have a good rest of your day.